So I remember you came into the foundation a little bit afterwards and you said, wow, what can I do to help? And so how were you compelled to express your gratitude?
Yeah, so maybe just talking about sort of what the impact that my care had on me, I think is important, which led to my wanting to give some recognition and thank you in response. So, I never had a heart attack. I didn't know I had a heart condition, although I keep saying my genetics caught up with me because both my parents did. But first of all, you're scared, and so cardiac rehab was great just in building some confidence. I've always been a lifelong exerciser, and so it was really, I felt so safe there, and they were so positive and just encouraging me to say that I could lead a kind of a normal life here again. So that was really, really helpful. The second element was education. I have to admit that I'm a bit of a slow learner when it comes to medical things. As you know, I have a wife who's a physician and she can attest to that. But when you're in a kind of an emergency situation and the team is talking about what has happened and what your meds are going to do, it doesn't sink in right away. And so the cardiac rehab nurses were really good, not just in terms of the exercise routine, but in the education that they did, and going through in really practical layman terms, what my meds were and what they were doing, and just the basics around how the heart works and what had happened to me. And that was invaluable. So I really, really appreciated that. Since then, Dr. Sarcha has, given that I had a heart attack at a different place, the data and electronic medical records are a little bit clumsy to share. And so he had suggested that I do a heart MRI, a more non-invasive procedure, so that we could really assess the nature of the atherosclerosis, in my heart. And so we just did that here recently, and he'd been encouraging me to do it. And the good news is that my heart looks pretty good. There was evidence of where the MI was back in March of 2015, but that kind of gave me, and Mary probably more than be my wife, sort of a feeling that that I'm going to be around for a little while. It's a communal experience, so you're doing it with a bunch of other people that have experienced the same thing, and so that was neat too. You kind of have support from people in the same situation. What I learned during rehab is that I worked for a big company. I had great health insurance, and I had the freedom to take off and drive. That's not the case with a lot of people. A lot of people, they had to pay for rehab out of their own pocket. They couldn't get off of work. And so, really my heart went out to them that, wow, this is so helpful for me, and yet they sometimes struggle to have access to this. So that was in speaking with some of your staff at the foundation and wanting to give a gift. And in speaking with the rehab department, that was what we settled on, was a good way to provide to a fund for people that could afford rehab or all of rehab, to help make it accessible to them, like it was for me.
Wow, that's really cool. That's cool. And so how does that make you feel? How does that make Mary feel as a family?
Yeah, I think it just primarily makes us feel thankful. Thankful that I had the wonderful care here, and all of the people, it was the nurses, it was the physical therapists, it was obviously the cardiology department and Dr. Sarcha now that, it's when you have an issue like this, you see how important it is that you have the proper resources in your community. Thankful that for the people that I did this with, and thankful that we have the wherewithal to provide a gift that makes this available to other people. So appreciative and thankful for the care that I received.
Oh, thank you so much, Steve, and to your entire family. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but I mean, that's why healthcare is here, is to be your partner and to have trusted partners working along with you. And your gift is really making an impact on people's lives. In fact, I know that they talk about it in cardiology, how grateful that they have this fund to refer to, and that it came from a grateful donor. So thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.